My name is Greg Giesen. My website is greggiesen.com, Giesen, and I'm a leadership development coach. I signed up for the coaching program so that I could have people to work with, to focus in on my business and not just do it myself, because you miss a lot when you do it by yourself. And I needed two other people, two incredible coaches, to really not only work with me, but play devil's advocate, ask the right kind of questions, and help me brainstorm and reinvent myself. Prior to this, I would do all the traditional things. I would read books, I would talk to colleagues, I would get advice from various people about their businesses and just try to kind of reflect about how that impacted me. But you can only get so far doing that, and I needed to roll up my sleeves and really get to work, and it's very difficult to do that by yourself, and so that's why I wanted to be in this coaching program. The three most valuable parts were, first, the pre-work, and even though I kind of complained a little bit while I was doing it, what it did was it forced me to think through a lot of things that I hadn't thought through, and it also prepared both Ingrid and Mark to know a lot about me and to ask the right questions, know where to push and where to really, really be supportive. So the pre-work was the first one. The second part was probably, if you've never had two coaches at once working with you, it's incredibly powerful because we became a team essentially for 2 days, and the trust level was high, and we were able really to take the conversation to a whole new level. And then the third part was probably all the insights and tasks that I'm going to take forward to kind of reinvent myself and my business as a result of these 2 days. I think my favorite part of this process was probably the most difficult part, which was on day 2. I found that between day 1 and day 2, I really kind of got, I don't know if I'd say confused or information overload, and I kind of was stalling. I didn't know what to do next, and I needed to work through whatever resistance I had. And we spent the first hour really just hammering out that resistance, and it led to an incredible breakthrough that made the rest of the day just soar. And so as difficult as it was, I'm grateful that that opportunity came to work through that. The most unexpected part was how fast and how far we got through this process. In 2 half days, I wasn't really sure at what stage we would be, but now I'm already know what I want to do, I know what I need to do, and the steps are already in place to take it to the next level. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but I had no idea we'd get that far. Yeah, well, were there any improvements I could think of? At this point, no, because I'm still in the process. Maybe after the fact I might be able to think of something, but this was exactly what I needed, was a forum to think, to vent, to problem solve, and to not know where to go next. I would say he's genuine, he's caring, he's motivated, he's smart, he's been through everything that he's helping coach me on, and he's kind of a role model for me. So he's the kind of person that you want to be hanging out with if you want to reinvent yourself. I think Ingrid and Mark are a great complement to each other, and what one doesn't do, the other does, and it's kind of like the yin and yang. And Ingrid was very in touch with everything from how I was feeling to the things that weren't said, to also being such an entrepreneur herself that she had incredible advice from all of her years of experience. So between the two of them together, it was just an amazing combination. What would I say to somebody if they were wondering if this was worth their time and money? I had resistance at the very beginning. I think, as Mark alluded to earlier in our conversations, that kind of had a mini heart attack. But what I realized the next night as I was tossing and turning was I wouldn't be tossing and turning if there wasn't something drawing me back to this. And then it came down to this. It wasn't if, it was when, because the investment was in myself. And so the question was, am I worth it?